Shaniqua, Grace, and Alyssa are still with me. We are going to do Sanity Corner, I Feel Petty, but with no politics in it, because we just talked about politics for like an hour, and that's enough. Grace, are you feeling Sanity Corner or Petty today?
I'm feeling Sanity Corner. Here's my Sanity Corner, guys. I have taken a big step back on social media, especially Twitter. I feel so good about it. Part of it is the Elon thing. Part of it was, the anxiety of the midterms and needing to take a little step away and not turning to Twitter for all of my all of the news. But it's felt really good and it was unexpected. And as a comedy writer, you think like, oh, this is a great platform to be able to toss out some jokes. But for anybody who's thinking about taking a little step back, I really recommend it. I spent more time with my family and friends. That's great. I've been watching more Survivor. That feels good. So that's been my Sanity Corner. I highly recommend it. Oh, and here's another thing I'm not doing. I'm not jumping to Mastodon or Blue Sky or whatever. I mean, maybe down the road or something. I don't know. But like, I don't want to ever say never say never, as the phrase goes. But I feel like I'm just kind of eliminating my presence slowly and it feels good.
Nice. You're Homer backing into the hedges, and that is a move I must always respect. Grace Parajani with the Irish goodbye. Shaniqua, what are you going to go with? Petty or Sanity today?
It's a mix of both. Petty toward myself. I bought these pants that I loved 2 weeks ago from Banana Republic. They were $37 because they were discontinued, but actually cost like $150. And so there was only a pair in there on sale. I put them on, they fit perfectly. And I was so excited about them. And then because they were only $37, I did not look at the tag to see how I should wash them. And I put them in on the gentle cycle or delicate cycle. And I went to my washing machine and opened it, and there was this really strong smell. I had no idea what it was. So I washed them again on not the gentle cycle, and then they were ruined. Turns out they're wool pants. I did not know that. And they look very fuzzy now. But the sanity part of that is I went online, and while I could not find any for $37, they had they're on sale. They're 40% off right now. So I was able to replace them, and now I have this kind of, I don't know, I think I'll wear the pants with like, when I'm dressed down casual. They're still cute, but they definitely look like wool now.
Okay, that's fair. There is a really unique feeling that goes along with fucking up your own laundry. You're like, especially if it's like a wool thing and you take it out and you're like, just the intense.
All I had to do was read the tag.
Yeah, it's just like regret. It's like, oh, why did I put this in the dryer? Why did I, and it's just like an incredible hyper dose of self-hate.
Yeah. And it was yesterday. It was the beginning. It was election day. And so I was just like, I need good stuff happening. And I just sat on the couch and put my hand in my head.
Well, when 2024 happens, you will have to judge whether or not Democrats are going to have a good result based on whether or not you've messed up any laundry in the recent past. Because that's just as reliable as punditry. You know what? I am going to talk. I am feeling petty. I'm feeling petty. I was, grocery shopping the other day with my kid and, got her into a shopping cart. And I realized that one of the only public accommodations that are openly made for people taking care of children is shopping. Shopping. They make shopping carts, but those are only like half-ass accommodations because the shopping cart that I put her in had a belt, but the belt was situated so high that it like went under her armpits and I couldn't buckle it all the way. So she just had this basket, this metal basket seat to sit in, which I just kind of had to very gently push her around and be very careful. And there was no belt. Anyway, it just made me think of how few ways that people who are caretaking young kids are accommodated in public spaces. And I don't think everything should be a kid space or anything like that. But when I was pregnant, I thought about how I was lucky that I didn't have a difficult pregnancy. But a lot of people aren't lucky and do have difficult pregnancies, and their mobility is impacted by their pregnancy. And how few expecting mothers parking spots I saw the entire time that I was pregnant.
That's a good point.
it's like, I just think people love parents if they're in a space where they can extract money from them, but otherwise it's like, get out of the public. And that kind of made me sad, and I felt petty about the shopping carts, and I wish there was a better system in place where I didn't have to like kind of gingerly wheel my daughter around like I have a Fabergé egg in my Trader Joe's cart.
See, Erin, this is why I think you got to come to upstate New York. We have expectant mother. We have electric car.
wow.
We have veterans parking spaces wherever you go. And also the carts, both at Home Depot and Walmart, are much better than what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, don't tempt me with a good time. I am missing
Just
having all
telling
4
you.
seasons. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Get over here.
Alyssa, Sanity Corner or Petty?
Sanity Corner, and a call to action for our listeners. So I have been, my Oma passed away several years ago, and I have been trying to be the person who makes the holiday recipes that she used to make. And I actually got super lucky. A friend of mine found this German cookbook. And so I have been making all of the Christmas cookies, and they've been coming out really well, if I toot my own horn. But I need an apple strudel recipe. Nobody made better apple strudel than my Omi. There is no recipe. She did it all from memory. And so if anyone's out there and had an Oma who makes apple strudel that has no breadcrumbs, no nuts, and does have sour cream, which is the Austrian Bavarian version, please tweet it at me or DM me. I need to figure this out. If she spent all day stretching the dough across the kitchen table, you're who I need to talk to. So please, if you have a strudel recipe, send it to me.
Alyssa, this is, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd annual call for a strudel recipe that you
You know
have
what? I
made.
think you might be right. I think you might be right.
Because I remember when you did this before, and people were like, "Oh, I think this is it," and like kept sending you stuff. And bless
I'm being specific.
everybody- Yeah. God bless everybody.
No breadcrumbs.
Who gets in touch, because our listeners are. I'm biased.
Erin,
but
can
the
I also
absolute-
just
the
say,
greatest.
I feel so seen that you remember that I've done this almost every year that we've had the podcast.
I know it's the annual request for a strudel recipe that does Oma proudly.
Exactly.
Yeah, if we have any Bavarian listeners out there who make their strudel with cream cheese and stretch
Sour
the dough
cream.
sour cream. Oh, okay, not cream cheese. That would be
Hard.
It's so. I would expect you to be able to find any recipe on the internet in 2022. That's so interesting.
Here's the truth. I have gone down deep down the rabbit hole, and I have cobbled together of 3 or 4 recipes what I think would be correct. But I really just hope someone's Oma has something, even if it's in German, you guys. Even if it's, send it to me. My ma will translate.
You know what? This just gave me an idea, a Hollywood idea. You know how Fire Island is like kind of a reboot of Pride and Prejudice? It's like,
Yes.
right? I think you should write a reboot of Moby Dick that is about a upstate New York
Strudel?
woman searching for a strudel recipe.
That feels right.
Yeah.
Erin, you wait. Come next year, there will not be a 4th call to action seeking strudel.
Woman seeks strudel. Well, I'm so glad that we got to get together, the 4 of us, and blow off some steam today. I think that there was a lot of built up tension before this election, and a palpable sense of relief today, and hopefully moving forward. I mean, look, we're not going to feel good forever. No feeling is final, right? But for now, we do. And I'm really glad that we were all here to talk about it. Alyssa, thank you for being my ride or die. Shaniqua and Grace, thank you so much for joining this week. Shaniqua, you got to come back when we have more results, and we can gloat about those as well.
Yes.
And listeners, thank you so much for tuning in this week and every week. And we will be back again next Thursday.